Good morning, people. Good morning, early risers, late evening, people, whatever it might be. For me, it's an early morning. Well, actually, it's 9 o'clock, and I've been obviously getting this ready for a while, so I'm not going to wait any longer. G'day, Gowan. I don't know who else is watching, but Gowan, if you, I know you're on the runway. If you can give me a sound check, let me know how things are going. I know the chat thing's working because the hello came up, but it didn't actually sound anything. Might give it another try and see if that actually now has sound, unless that file's broken. Good evening, good morning, he says. No, doesn't seem to play. Maybe I broke that file, or maybe I moved it. Don't know, might have to fix that. But I have started early, and I'm looking at this guy in a t-shirt out in the snow. So I am cold and dark. I've got Gowan Grim on the end of the runway. You know how that music going, it's pretty loud. Sounds good to me. Music might be a touch high. Yeah, that's what I just said myself. Just a little bit high. That music does get going. Jerry B says sound is good. Thank you, mate. Now, I've got 2 stops that we can do on this. I haven't necessarily planned on landing there, but I am definitely going to do a run past them. Now, there's been an update, and with that update, it really changed a lot of my things and had to reset stuff. So, I do have 100% fuel. Just for those who are wondering. Alright, feather those, thank you. I'm just using my controls to start. What I might do is put on a headlamp. Wait, what am I missing? Yep. What I should do, can I turn this on? Oh, I need the batteries first. Where's my batteries? And I'll have that in Celsius, thank you. It's minus 13 degrees. Okay, you gonna start? Can I have this on now, please? Thank you. Alright, there we go. Left engine's up and running. Oh, that's what I've done. I've turned the sound down. Take that off, thank you. What's my master caution for? Pitot heat. Oh, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need a few things here. So let's get some landing lights, taxi lights, ice lights, nav light, recon, beacon, strobe, pitot heat, brake de-ice is still inoperative, airframe de-ice, it doesn't actually go on. Okay, I don't think I need the engine de-ice at minus 14, but we might when we get up. Fuel, yep, 100% fuel, and I have dumped the passengers again. So we have, you don't get to see them. TARS system test, okay. Left's good, right's good, thank you. Prop pitch is good, thank you. Mixture is okay, now it's working, thank you. Flaps, we are not frozen, good. I will jump in 5 minutes, says Jerry. Alright, mate. So fuel is full and test is full as well, although it doesn't actually go any higher than that, but I am on full. Wait, auxiliary. No, up. Main. Oh, it's just test, there we go. Okay, I hope that didn't actually reset me, because I have been sitting here for, no, 100%, there we go. Cool. Oh yeah, auxiliary only has that much, and that's 100%. Alright, just getting the flight plan, alright, cool. I also have it in the description of which airports I am running to. So far so good with the controls here. But I had all my assistances turned back on when I got back in because of the update. Now I'm not going to use this guy to back up because I don't want to call ATC, so let's get out onto the taxiway here. Oh, do I not have enough go in this? There we go, park brake was on. Alright, duck under there, Mr. T-shirt wearing man. Out in the snow. Oh, what's this? Where's that taxi to? Is that where you get to the end of the runway? You know what? Alright, I'll give it a try. I hope that gets down to you going. Okay, I will take the magenta line, thank you. I will also go for wind, vector, speed and direction, thank you. We are on, what, 7 knot from 354, so definitely down this end is where we want to head. Alright, let's get that mouse out of the way. Now, I don't know if anything else. Any idea what runway you're using? Well, we're heading down to where Gowan is, so that is, I don't know, what is it, runway 3 or something? At least that's the direction we'll be heading, or thereabouts. I'm heading down this taxiway, probably better than taxiing all the way down the runway. Now, I am on live weather, live time for everybody who is joining or is watching. So, I think when I created the flight plan, it actually said I was probably, is it 3 or was it 2? Hang on, I can't read that. 3, I think. I'm sure that was the runway it said it's taking off. Now we're going to make another stop as well, or you can stop there, UHMT, then to UHMW, and then to our final destination. It's 1,200 kilometers, 1,290 or thereabouts. Excuse me. So I figured I'd put in a couple of stops just because it is a long run. But it might be the second last Russian runway. Yep, runway 3 says Gowan. Alright, what's my speed? Under the 30, yeah, that's good. So far, with some changes to the Game of the Year edition that this Microsoft Flight Sim has updated to, I have got rid of some of the resets that Microsoft and Asobo did. But if we come across some today, so be it. I'm also thinking about doing a few more streams this week. I'm not sure whether I'll do them at 9 AM or 1 PM. I think for the guys in Europe, 1 PM might be a bit late because it's like 3 AM or something. For the US, it's probably good, but I'm going to do some more Forza Horizon 5 probably tomorrow and Thursday at 1 PM. So a couple of hours, but I'm going to limit it to 2 hours this time. Even though the last one went longer, it was fun. The last part of it drew a bit drawn out. And Gowan, if you're listening, mate, if we can get some more close combat fun without interruptions, that would be nice. Nice race on, yes, that was a lot of fun. Like, those poor transit vans, man, so slow, and we were neck and neck. And I couldn't see where's, but yeah, we do need to try and race fair. And if you've got a fast car, and there's no doubt that you could win it, because your car is completely different to everybody else's, just go and have some fun at the back. We know you can win, but yeah. Alright, I can see that flag is up fairly high. What are we? Only 7 knots. Not too bad. Alright, Jerry, how are you going, mate? You're, I may just do that little bit more taxi and take off. I am on live weather, like I said. So, local time is about 8:10 AM. Right, but we are way up north, so sun is barely up for them, but I believe we should get the sun up in no time. Jerry's in the same place, I can see him. If you guys want to roll, I will tuck in behind. Take some flaps, thank you. My plane hasn't frozen over like when we landed, but I think it froze over because it was snowing at the time. It did look pretty cool, but that was only after we landed. Alright, when you guys are ready. Alright, 2 TBMs. Okay. Ray, good morning. You need to create blueprints so we can take cars we bought. Yes, mate. We won't run other people off the road. If you got the fastest transit van in the West. Yeah. Alright, Jerry, I guess you are still getting ready, mate. I am going to go for it. Oh, there is a twist to the left there. Oh, listen to those twins go. That actually sounds pretty good. Alright, we are already nose up. Oh, I think we are gear up. It's a gentle climb, thank you. I will take that gear up. Cool. I'm also going to take on the autopilot with nav and where's my yaw dampener? Thank you. And altitude, can I please have that? Thank you. Oh, that was pretty low. Alright, that's pretty cool. We don't need those on now, but let's pop some. We'll do 1,000 there, thank you, and let's get up to about 10,000. We'll try to get and get hit like a brick. Or try, yeah. Well, I couldn't see you, so yeah, you couldn't actually affect me in-game, which is weird. You're loading in now? Alright, mate. Look at that. Look at that. That's nice. Alright, what are we climbing to? Very slowly. It's alright. Beautiful sunrise. Let's have a look around. Where's our runway? There it is. Now I'll put my autopilot on nice and quick because I noticed that Flight Sim does, in the plan, make you do your climb out marker, and if it misses it, even if you're 100, oh, there's a freeze, even if you're like 100 kilometers away and it goes, oh, I missed it, it'll turn around and go back, which is really annoying. Alright, flight plan's coming in, thank you. Looks like Jerry's going for a nice long run out there as well. So I do have the flight plan on my announcements on Discord, so the flight plan's there, you can actually grab it. If not, just put in what's in the description with the 2 waypoints. All those roads in between the forest down there, or creeks, I'm not sure. That one doesn't look like a road, that looks like a creek or a river. A bit hard to tell when it's all frozen over. There's a coastline though, look at that. A frozen beach. Actually, it looks like frozen everything here. Yeah, I'd say so. What are we? We were minus, what was it, 15? What are we now? No, we're only minus 10. That can't be right. No. Oh, we're minus 4. Something or other. Steve Allen, g'day sports fans, at work today, so have to adult and actually get stuff done. Mate, it happens. Have a great day at work. You're welcome to pop in and out when you're able to, but obviously there's no flying. But look, mate, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sports fans, talking about being a sports fan. I got up early today because I actually, well, I went to bed early in inverted commas, midnight. But I got up at 6 a.m. because I'm kind of used to getting 6 hours sleep at the moment, because I've been going to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning, which is not good. But for me, that I'm trying to actually get up early. But I got up early and I watched the Formula 1 in Qatar. So that's the sport I'm into. I recorded it and I watched it. I'm going to have a look at Gowan is climbing nice and fast. What are you going? 10? 5 knot crosswind. What am I climbing at? 1,000? We'll probably climb at 1,500. That'll get us up there quicker. We've got plenty of speed. Alright, what am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything? Forgot the co-pilot. She's not there. She is. But she doesn't show up. Alright. It looks actually pretty good. So far the graphics are pretty good. I have not seen it yet. Okay, so I won't tell you. If you were going to watch it, mate, let me know. You're at 1,200 feet per minute to 10. I'm now at 15. Actually, it's 1550, even though I said it at 15. To 10. Well, that'll be my messages. I probably should actually mute some things here, or we'll get Discord going nuts. Make sure I'm not missing anything important here. Yep, Mrs. Plays is having a good old chat. It was a good race, not as good as Brazil last week. The fact that there was overtaking was good. I don't like a total car train. Oh, what happened? Oh, I know what happened. It went silent because I had my mouse over the sound, and when I press N to look outside, change views. Oh, that's what I'm forgetting. Thank you. Thank you for telling me, anybody and everybody. Off with the taxi lights, off with the landing lights. Wife's going flat out with there. You can talk about it. I can. Okay. Disappointing for Daniel Ricciardo. It just did not have the performance. A few flat tires though, like tire wear and attrition, and those curbs were really rough. That's not built for Formula One track. That one, but look, it was pretty cool. And then we've got 2 more races, and the championships race is still there. They're pretty close. But I'd like to say good on Alonso, who did really well, and so did Ocon. So Alpine, whatever they call themselves now, did really well. So good for them. So the AlphaTauri and Alpine close Constructors Championship is going really well. And the Ferrari McLaren one, yeah, not so much. I think McLaren's lost that run. There's a man. Hamilton's Merc can't be legal. Well, it is. For a car that has dominated since Red Bull dominated, yeah. They're pretty quick. They've been pretty quick the whole time. So, as the man says, it was amazing to see Alonso on the podium again. It was awesome. Like, good on him. As an Australian, though, I'm not disappointed. I'm disappointed. What's his name? Pastore, who is now the reserve driver for 2022 for Alpine, who is probably not going to get Alonso's seat anytime soon if he continues to perform. So, yeah. So unless he can get loaned out into another car, but they've just signed up the Chinese guy for, what did they sign him up for? Alfa Romeo, I believe, because of the potential market getting into China, with billionaires buying their sons' teams and or basically sponsoring the entire budget for the team. You're going to have rich kids driving who probably shouldn't be, and people with talent miss out. So, but people like Alonso, who's still in, awesome. Like, that was pretty cool. There's the sun coming up. I'll have a look over here for a bit. So yeah, I'm a big Formula One fan. I definitely enjoyed it. Look, Alonso was great, and great to see him there. Ooh, I need to redo my barometric pressure there. 30.29. Wouldn't fancy coming off on a bike on those curbs. The track is used for bike racing. Yeah, but you come off, you're usually just going to go over them on a pretty much straight out. You're not necessarily going to go along them. But yeah, we're happy to go to it next season, to the Formula One in Texas. That'd be pretty cool. In Austin, and the 30 million he brings. Yeah. You on West server? Yes, I am. What do you think F1 needs? 2 works car that will go to the GP2 1-2 from the previous season. So 2 works car. Do you mean like, what do you mean actually? Oh, so when you mean like a hand-me-down to send the old cars to the GP2? Because they're a different class of car and engine and stuff there. I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Can't see where's yet. No, I got to Montreal F1. It's only an hour and a half. Yeah, okay. Montreal? Is that the Toronto? No. Is it Montreal? What's the track up there? Is it in Montreal, is it? I can't remember now. Like a Ferrari or Merc customer car. Yeah, see, they don't have the GP2 is a completely different car and a completely different class. So they use a different engine scale and the likes. They don't hand down the cars to a lower class. They don't hand down the cars. Basically, they go off to a museum somewhere and are worth millions of dollars if they ever need to sell them. Not very far from south of Montreal. Okay. But things like the V8 supercars from Australia, they hand those cars, or used to, I don't know if they still do, but they hand some of the older cars from several years back to the down. Not for GP2, for F1, but for the drivers. Yeah, that's how you got to get into F1, through the GP2 class. But they don't always take the first position or the second position. So exactly what they did, they took the Chinese guy Zhao, because financially he was a bigger benefit than the one who was winning or won the championship. So the one with the talent is not necessarily the one who's going to get in. You've got to have money. I know that I've watched for over 30 years. Alright, cool, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There needs to be... Okay, here's the deal. You've got 20 seats. And you've got people who have been there for almost 20 years. So... Kevin says you're not following me. I'm not. No, I'm not. Didn't catch what you were saying there. Hang on, let me go back. Okay, say it again. All right, go for it. Doesn't Red Bull have a major sponsor in GP2, as in the Red Bull cars? I thought Ferrari, Renault, and I don't know about Mercedes, but I thought Ferrari and Renault also are major sponsors and/or / controlling interests in some GP2 vehicles. Wow, look at the clouds here. F1 should own a team that uses works cars that would go to GP2 champ. And runner-up each year. Give them a 1 year shot in F1. Yeah, like I was saying though, there's only 20 seats. And what I've heard is that GP2 drivers only have a limited time in GP2. They can't just stay there. There's some deal where you've only got X amount of time. I don't know if it's 1 year or 2 years. And even if you're winning all the races for that time, that's it, you're out. And they've got to like sit out or go into another sport. So if they don't get their chance in F1, they don't get their chance to continue sitting and dominating F2 or GP2. Can you see me yet? Still can't see anyone. Make sure you got name tags on. Okay, I've got R-Kid 777 in an F18E. Oh, this would be interesting. I have not yet seen one come past. The F1 would own a 2-car team. Yeah, I think Red Bull owns a GP2 car and feed their young drivers through the program. I think they got GP3 as well, or F3, or what do they call it? Yeah. Jerry said they got, yeah, I think. But the seats are guaranteed to GP2 champ and runner-up. Yep, yeah. Okay. They probably need to change the rules, but I don't think once you're in GP2 and you win, or you're there for 2 years, you're out. You can't keep doing it. No, he says. F1 would own a team, not any teams that are there now. It would be owned by F1 Corp. Oh, not by the teams, by F1. For what purpose? How much is it going to cost them? You mean like the media group that controls F1? Libya, what is it? Not Libya? Media, I think it's called. Yeah, I can understand. The problem is they don't give them enough run to get in. I guess someone would have to fund those two cars that were given to a couple of F2, and who is going to do that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nameplates are on, but yeah, definitely can't see anyone. I'm 396 nautical miles from waypoint. Let's see what I am. They probably need to change the rules. That's what they need to do. It is very difficult to get into Formula 1, but again, there's only 20 seats and people are staying there for a long time. You're what? 396 nautical miles from waypoint? I'm 171. Did you go direct? Because the flight plan has 2 other airports on the way. So if you downloaded the flight plan, you'll notice that I'm heading mostly up the coast. And I'm going to go past UHMT to UHMW, and then over to the UTIC. And then we're actually not too far away from crossing over to Alaska. Probably going to fly up to about here somewhere. There's a airport tomorrow, next week, and then I head down, across this island down, and I might push it to Anchorage. It's a long flight. Let's just put that back on, thank you. Buy the 2 cars. Yeah, and give the top 2 a chance every year at F1. It's not the top 2 that get in though. Like I said though, you got money or you got backing, you don't have to finish in the top 2 of GP2 to get into Formula 1. No, it's not the fact that they don't make enough money, it's that they don't want to spend the money. Yeah, I can see the F-18. He's chasing you down, Jerry. Okay. The point I think you're trying to make is that F1, in order to bring more drivers in, should actually foot the bill and a couple of cars and put the best drivers in that to try and guarantee more drivers in Formula 1. I think the only issue with that is Red Bull young driver teams are getting their drivers from go-kart stage, and they are sponsoring them and signing them up as a go-kart racer, and then an open wheel, and then all the GP3 or F3 all the way through to Formula 1. They own them. Like Russell's been owned since he was a go-kart racer as well by Mercedes, and managed by what's his name? Mercedes team boss. Can't remember his name now off the top of my head. Yeah, there's no guaranteed seat because they've already done their deals years ago. Yes, they'd have to undo a lot of that to do what you're saying. So the F1 would run the two cars. Yeah. Money talks. UHOO. Yeah, am I on my way to UHOO? Am I? No. No. I'm not even going to UHOO. I'm going from UHOO to UHMT to UHMW-UTIC. Hang on, have you got flight plan 10 or 9? Because I'm on 11. Make sure you're on. Go and says if they get a full-time seat, you pass it down to the next one on the list. I wish it was that easy, but like I said, they've already done their deals years ago. You know, Daniel Ricciardo went through the Red Bull Young Drivers Academy. They signed them up as kids. And of course, it does. Stroll would never get to be an F1. Neither would Must Have a Spin. Mazepin. Can't remember his real name now. Mazepin. You know, Daddy's billionaire and sponsors Haas to put his son in there, and he's spun so many times that you know that he's, you know, he's there because of the money. 100%. No freezing? No. Wow, look at the sun through the cloud. That's pretty cool. I didn't get the new plan. Right, there you go. So I have no idea where you are, Wes. But I don't know where was the place you're going? UHOO-I. Yeah, I don't know where that is. I don't know if that was one of the previous ones we did. Probably. But yeah, you might want to load in, and look, I don't mind if you slew through there just a little bit to catch up. There we go. We got an F-18 next to me. Glad I didn't freeze in that cloud. Oh, he's inverted. He's giving me the international sign language, is he? Yeah, look, I don't think a lot of the Formula One, what's the word, pipeline, whatever you want to call it, how to get in, I don't think was set up very well. It was very exclusive for many years, especially when Eccleston, wasn't it? Owned it and owned all the rights to you know, publishing and all the stuff that basically he limited what could be done and how people got in there. Look, probably so that he could keep it exclusive. But now that it's gone to a public company, on a different racing note, if you're ever in the northeastern US during a racing season, get into your fun weekend, and I need a FNG. What's an FNG? I don't know what an FNG is, but yeah, northeastern Europe. I would actually go and check out some of the US racing. What I'm not into is the circuit racing, but I've never seen it, and I would give it a go. I know they go fast, they turn left. I've tried watching some of it when Marcus Ambrose left the Australian Touring Car and went over there. We got some footage over here because we don't get to see a lot of it, or I've got to actually get it on cable. Someone to do the crap work. Yay! Yeah. is FN for like an FN guy, somebody who does all the FN work. You're not into that either? Yeah, like I like it when they get to actually turn on a circuit. I'm not into these just the oval racing. I think you lose a whole bunch of opportunity for an automobile rather than just going around in a circle. Same with cycling, like the velodrome racing. My dad did it when he was young, and I know there's tactics and stuff, and people can get in behind, and they, you know, when they got like 4 people and they slingshot people past, and it's like, yeah, it's boring. It's a bit like speed skating around and round. I guess the people are really only just watching to see if someone gets a finger cut off. I know it's bad, but I guess that people are often watching just to see if they have an accident. He's doing loops. He's going down. He's upside down. When I was a kid, I had a chimp, the local zoo, that would drive a go-kart in a circle. Chimps are smart animals. They could do that. They get taught how to do it. Why not? If they can fly to space, I'm sure they can drive a go-kart. Our kids practicing the inverted technique. So, Wes, you might need to get into an F-18 to catch up. A lot of NASCAR people watch for X. Yeah, I'm aware of that, yeah. I'll tell you what though. So, okay, Marcus Ambrose won the Australian Touring Car Championships a few years in a row for Ford. Ford took him over to the US and put him in, I don't know whether he started off in trucks or he ended up in trucks, but he was doing a few NASCAR and a few other classes and got into the NASCAR. When it came to, like, he was touted as, oh, he's, you know, one of the best Australians drivers. We'll see how he goes in the US. Well, when it came to the first oval circuit, nowhere to be seen because he'd never done it before and he's not used to it. So he was way back in the mid-pack. But when it came to the first road race that had any corners, he like qualified in the top 3 or even first, and I don't know how many he won, but he was actually right up there at the front a lot. So they knew that he could drive a car around a track, but when it came to the ovals, he was just, yeah, there's no experience. A lot of NAP car people watch for X. What's the NAP part? National... What is the P? Is that production cars? Is that the not the ones that are full just tube frame? If you want to take a nap on Sunday afternoon, you put on the TV. Yeah. First in the wet. Yeah. I don't know, haven't watched those, and to be honest, I've stopped watching the what they call V8 supercars. There's nothing super about them. I miss the Australian touring cars, where they used to be actual cars. No, it's not NASCAR. Yeah, NAPCAR. But is it like a national automobile production car? Oh, we just call it NAPCAR. Yeah, okay. He's turning left. Oh my God, he's coming up to the next corner and he's turning left. Sorry. It's like, come on, you can do better than turning left. Admittedly though, some of the Formula 1 that I've watched, not the last few races have been pretty good, but there's been some where it's just like, they can't overtake. They're basically just following each other, and you may as well have a nap or go off and do something else, come back, they're still in the same position, you'll be right. But they did the same thing with the National Association of Sports Cars Auto Racing. Yeah. Sports need to be changed to spec. To be honest, they put too much promotion on some sports that I think are a waste of time and effort. Horse racing is one of them. Why is it still popular? I mean, I know people bet money, and there's money in it because people are betting money. What a waste. What a monumental waste of effort. Anyway, where are we? 113 nautical miles from... Is that the first point? Yeah, it would be. Now, it kind of looks like I'm off the flight plan. Is that because of crosswind? Slightly, but it would be blowing me the other way, but alright. V8 Supercars even did the same damn thing, calling it the call of tomorrow? The car of tomorrow. Maybe you mean. Yeah, I stopped watching. I stopped watching it, and I stopped watching when there was only two manufacturers. When Mercedes came in and Nissan came in, it picked up my interest, and I was watching that as well. So we had General Motors Holden, so it's General Motors who almost pretty much bought out Holden back in the 50s. Holden being an Australian car company, so Holden and Ford, but it's General Motors Holden versus locally made Fords versus Mercedes-Benz that was basically the shape of a Mercedes. How much of the engines were Mercedes, I don't know. And Nissan. But Nissan and Mercedes have dropped out and it's gone back to the two again, and that's just useless. When I grew up, it was a I wouldn't go quite that far back, but I was going to say a Cortina, but there was a General Motors Holden, there were the Fords, but there were also there was even some Camaros, there were Jaguars, there were Chrysler. There was Morris Minis. Back in the day, there were BMW 3 Series something or others. And they were a lot of fun because they were real cars. They were production cars, and that was touring cars. That's what should be run, real touring cars. But yeah. These days, though, there's all this, oh, you need to have something... Hey, there's Wes. G'day, Wes. You need to have... highly economical, hardly uses any fossil fuel, green, blah blah blah, makes no noise. Yeah, don't know how the electric cars are going. I don't seem to get much publicity on those, like the Formula E. I've watched some of them, their videos. It's just like there's no noise. It's just their gearbox and the road noise. You know, do what kids did when they were young and put a popsicle stick in amongst the spokes. So at least the faster it goes, the more noise it makes. If you want to watch something, was IMSA, Real Dead Cars with Cages. Real deal cars with cages, yeah. Oh hell, Indy has been green for over 40 years. They run ethanol. Yeah, they have different type of fuels for Formula One as well. Their own fuels. But hey, Brazil's been running ethanol for years too. And then what? You know what people complain about? There's going to be a food shortage because ethanol is being used as fuel for. I mean, they grow crops for ethanol rather than for food consumption. So get over it. There's so much unterraformed land in this this planet. We could definitely go and spend some money on that and terraform and stuff, and then we'll have enough to feed everybody. But no, it's all about money. Anyway, how you going, Jerry? Over there on 9,000 feet. Now, you're not doing a direct run, are you? You're actually flying the flight plan, I hope. Because I've got a heading of 099 degrees. 097 is what it was supposed to be doing. But it looks like the wind's pushing me a bit. Might do a touch and go at Magadan 13 Airport. They pay farmers in the US to not grow grains. Yeah. They get it from, is it sugar cane or corn? I don't know if it's either or both, because I know in Brazil all of their fuel is ethanol. I know here we have what they call E10, which, to be honest, I think is only 10% ethanol. But not every car can handle it. Well, my Subarus can't handle it because of the rubbers and rings and stuff that's through the fuel system. Yep, flying the plane. Okay, just look like you're a long way away, but to be honest, I can see a nav light, so we're probably only, I don't know, a couple of k's away from each other, a mile or so. Wes is in his 350. What's our outside temperature? Minus 19. Yeah, very good. Same here, the 10% ethanol. Yeah, okay. My fuel prices have gone through the roof since things start to get opened back up. There's a lot more demand and obviously not enough supply. I paid over $100 to fill up my fuel tank in my WRX, which takes premium. I've never spent that much, ever. Jerry, I have been watching Romain Grosjean's YouTube lately, and he has piqued my interest in Indy cars. The camera views he has on his channel are great. Yeah, okay. Don't get to see a lot of Indy cars over here. Look, I'm sure it's on the cable TV that I watch. I do record the F1. Look, there's probably IndyCars, probably IndyCar highlights is probably all I'm going to get. But it hasn't taken my interest a lot. Again, they do some oval racing as well, but not all of them. I'm not into oval racing. Race fuel just went from $11 per gallon to $15. Going to be fun next season if this keeps up. $11 per gallon to $15. Wow. So that's 100% ethanol, or you're not using ethanol, you're using high octane. Don't really watch any car, but this channel has tempted me. Oh, his channel. Yeah, okay. How's he doing? Like, is his hands recovered? Because obviously they're the ones that got burnt the most. I did see an interview with him on the Formula 1 pre-show or Formula 1 whatever show. That looked interesting. Certainly not getting any ice. I'm happy with that. They have 3 different cars in IndyCar: oval, race, and street. 3 different cars? 3 different styles. Wait, hang on, what did I miss there? 3 different cars? They don't use the same car to do oval as they do race and street, and just change? We run leaded 110 octane. €1.80 per litre. I paid almost $2 Australian for premium. It's $1.70 something for unleaded. If I get the E10, I've got a it's a General Motors Holden, so an SS Ute with a 6-litre V8, which is basically a what do they call those? It's a Gen 2.5 Corvette engine. What are the I think an LSE, but that's limited slip diff. An LS3. No, it's an LS 2.75 is actually what they call them, or an E76, which is a Australian modified Gen 2 6-litre with some Gen 3 bits, but some Australian specialised stuff because of the temperatures that we deal with here. V8 that takes E10, and it is cheaper to fill that and drive around in it than it is for my 4-cylinder turbo all-wheel drive car. That's what it is. Although, to be honest, I fill up my Land Cruiser, and it's got 2 tanks, and it's over $100 every time. The Indy Oval car is faster than the F1, but is built to just run flat out on ovals. Yeah, which, you know, if you put an F1 car that is made just to run on an oval, I'd be surprised that they wouldn't potentially be about the same speed or more. We pay $166 for 91, and 98 is $1.90 a litre. Yeah, it was $1.97 yesterday. It has skyrocketed in the last few months. We were down there, that price, a couple of months ago, or a month ago. But yeah, Christmas is coming. What? Oh, am I getting turbulence, or did I just hit the controls? So Christmas is coming, and the prices go up. Goes up even more every year when we get tourists here in Tasmania. We may not have as many. Probably considering they are both running turbo 6s. Yeah. Is the 6-cylinder still? Yeah. You know what? Again, Formula One. I liked it when they were allowed to build whatever engine they want. When you had V12 Ferraris racing against 4-cylinder Williams against, you know, 6 or 8-cylinder or something else, and they're all screaming at 19,000 RPM. They sounded awesome, and they all sounded different, and you knew what car was coming around because you could hear it in the, you know, hear the Ferrari V12 engine coming down the road. Awesome. But yeah, freedom is gone. I guess, though, the cost cap as well. The team with the most money can potentially buy their way to the win because they can spend the most money on it. Yes, Jerry, he's overtaken me. I think he's flying faster than me. Love watching a V8 and a Turbo 4 on the track at the same time. Yeah, we still have that. In Australia, we do have production car series, which you do have, like Mitsubishi Lancers, sometimes the Subaru WRX, against V8s, against there might even be some 6-cylinders in there. Now they spec everything but the front wing. Yeah. Well, in Formula One, they've spec the front wing as well. You can only have so many of this, and you can only have so many of that. You can only be this high. You can't have more than X amount. Although next year they're doing away with a lot of the extra down. Oh, you meant F1? Yeah, no. The front wing is still spec. You're only allowed certain height. You're only allowed a certain amount of vanes. I think they went from 4 to 2 next year or something. So they've tightened that up. a certain width, certain height. It has to be a certain... Yeah, I don't know. As long as it makes it interesting racing, but not boring. If everybody's just following in a train and that's it. How did I overtake Wes? What happened there? How did you get behind me? Some interesting clouds we're getting ourselves around too. Live weather, live time. Can actually do this flight now, live weather, live time, because the way the time zone works, we're almost back to where I am. Excuse me. Really wish Ferrari would have done what they said they're going to do and pull out and make a new series where they only spec safety. Yeah, why didn't they? Probably because at the time that they were threatening that, it was a couple of years ago. You looked around, sorry. They were still like P2 in the championship, which P2 in the championship pays hundreds of millions of dollars. So, and also they probably got some of their own way of going, no, all right, we won't go this hard on the... Oh, look at that. There's some wind turbulence for you. Considering I might drop a couple of thousand feet. How are we going with that? 17 knot crosswind, but we are getting a little bit of turbulence because I'm sitting right under these clouds. It does look cool though. Look at this, rose and everything. Yeah, no, not Formula One. Bernie Eccleston, before he sold F1, gave them full veto in order to keep them in because he knew that they were popular and they've been there since the beginning. Yeah, wrong. Should never have done that. Might actually take a descend to 8,000, just get a couple thousand feet below this cloud layer because it looks quite clear down there. We'll go down at 500. Did I get that? Yes, I did. Just because we're hovering right underneath those clouds, they're probably about 10.5, maybe even less, and we're getting buffered around. It does look cool though. In the literal sense, it's freezing. Alright, so we're going to pass over UHMT. If anybody needs fuel, there's a good time to go and get it. I do need to back that off. I'm right on the speed limit there. Right on my... No, this one. Where is it? There, thank you. Alright, so I've still got auxiliaries are good. F1 now has sadly become the opposite of what it used to be. It used to be the best innovation won. Now you innovate, the other teams whine and they ban it. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. They tried to innovate with the next car season and Red Bull complained that Honda is pulling out and can you please not innovate while we hang on to our almost championship winning engine for the next couple of years and nobody can innovate to overcome that. Like, what the hell? No! You come up with a deal saying we're going to change the cars, you know, these are the new specs, everybody agrees on them, and then all of a sudden Honda says, look, we're leaving, and Red Bull goes, we're not going back to Renault, Mercedes won't let us have their car, and we're not going Ferrari, can you please let us keep our engine, because it's doing really well, and make sure nobody can can continue developing and get ahead of us while we get our own engine up to future development. It's like, well, what? No. But no, they did that because, well, Red Bull makes money and pays money and is doing well, and really, that is not innovation. They should have done with KERS was to say, here, you have 20 gallons of gas to get to the end. How you get there is up to you. How many gallons? 20 gallons? Yeah, probably. I don't know how much that weighs, but yeah. The whole KERS thing was to placate European emissions, I believe. I'm going to 16 knot possibly. Because European emissions were like, that's why some of the other manufacturers were jumping out, because in Europe they were coming down pretty heavy on how much fuel consumption and or all the regulations and stuff. So yeah, it really did muck that up. And they're like, well, we need a kinetic, what is it again, energy recovery system, so that when you ease off the accelerator or you brake, you can recover some of that and we can put it back in, because then you'll only be using this much fuel for this amount of power or distance. Or, yeah, undid everything. That's why people have all these catalytic converters, and a lot of people, when they get them, they cut them out and get more power. Oh, they don't want that, because the ones with the most amount of money will win, because that's what it's come down to. You know, if a team, although I tell you what made aviation advance so quickly were the world wars, World War One, World War Two, even some of the other wars where, but look, World War Two especially, aircraft innovation pushed really hard because there was a need. I tell you what, you let Formula One go, you know, how they want to, as long as it's safe. And again, that's what you're probably talking about before. As long as you keep it safe, you'd have much better cars. It'd probably be more interesting too. But again, you'll only have some of the big companies running it. Mercedes, Ferrari, to be honest, Volkswagen Group, which is Audi and Porsche, and Ford. Yeah, Ford could come back into it. Some of the biggest advances in fuel economy is through racing. Absolutely, absolutely. And Formula One used to be like that. Wow. Okay. USB and that died, I think. Windows Media Player encountered a error. Click on the icon for more information. Ha! All it says is encountered a problem while playing the file. Yeah, I noticed that too. There we go, let's do it again. I think actually the USB had an issue there. Now, Formula One. I am a big fan. I do have Formula One games. I've never actually done any videos on them. I don't know if people would be interested in that. I know Bryce has done some F1 2020, I think. I don't have F1 2020, I have F1 2018 and 2019. And I know, I think it's 2019 has some of the back years, or is it maybe 2018 has? I could potentially get into doing that. I know Gowan was talking about Minecraft too. Haven't got back into that. Have been doing some Star Citizen, been loving the Forza Horizon stuff. I will do that again, probably most of November. We'll be pushing a lot more Forza Horizon, and then I might back off it into December. So for those who are watching who have been getting a lot of pings from my videos coming out, terribly sorry about that. The shorts are pretty much a promotional thing. I'm going to see what YouTube does about shorts, because shorts, there is a fund that you can actually get. Alright, let's see if that fixes it. Because what seemed to happen was that when the, oh, look at this town down there. When the internet went down, sorry, when the music went down, it might have mucked up my USB hub / drivers, and that's where my network is also plugged into. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I just looked at that. Flying over that town, I downloaded 20 megabit per second of information. That's interesting. Okay. So we'll see if we can get further away from it, and if that fixes it up. So yeah, I don't know what happened there, but it all happened at the same time the music stopped. Still laggy. It's like that music stopped and then something happened. So let me try again. Alright, we're going to give this a try, see how that goes. Oh, and my chair is falling down. Hang on. See if we can get that sorted again. 2 dislikes. Don't know what's wrong with some people. Look, maybe because I'm streaming Flight Sim and not streaming Forza Horizon, and they're Forza Horizon people, and saw me online and thought, oh, yeah, no, that's not Forza Horizon. Some hardy people live up here, I reckon. Don't even have the balls to come into the chat and say why they dislike the stream. Look, I noticed that, like I was watching Oz Flight Simmer last night, and I'd like to fly with him. I noticed before his stream even started, like half an hour before, 2 dislikes. I think it was 2, maybe it's 1. I think it was 2. So I pointed it out to my wife. I'm like, check this out. Someone has disliked his video already. Actually, it might have been 1 last night when I saw it. watched 2 the other night. Why? There are people that just like to log onto streams just to dislike. Do you know what though? By pressing dislike tells YouTube that there was some interest to look at it enough that somebody could actually click on it and say, no, that's not for me. But it might be for other people so it tells YouTube, go and tell other people about it, because look, there might be some controversy there. There might be some issue that someone's interested in. Go and check it out. Do you know what? The internet is actually working again by the looks of it. By me changing which USB plug it was sitting in. So I pulled it out of one and put it in another. It was the same time the music stopped. So there was some issue there still. Shane's would be bots. Bots go and dislike them? Seriously? Alright. You can't help everybody, you know. You're not going to, not just help, you can't, what's the word? Not help. Please. Can't please everybody. Looking at my livery there, I've still got my moustache on. I haven't had much luck in raising funds for Movember, but I am making awareness for men's health. My moustache is coming back quite nicely. Yeah, it's not lagging. No, it was the USB. It was definitely the USB then. As soon as I had a music issue and noticed that the internet slowed down because at the same time, it's got to be something to do with the USB drivers. I don't think I'm going to have to go from a yoke to a stick for the air races. Sorry, I do think I'm going to have to go from a yoke to a stick for the air races. I'm planning on using the stick, and I'm also considering another stream this week. Don't know if you guys are into it. Maybe I'll do Wednesday morning, so 2 mornings from now, and I'll either look at the F-18s and the new aircraft, potentially go for a flight. At the moment, in my mind, I am considering flying the F-18 from Darwin Airport to Williamtown in New South Wales, so Newcastle, in an RAAF livery. If anybody else wants to come and do that run with me. I've yet to see how far it is and whether you can do it on one fuel tank, or maybe we stop off somewhere, get fuel and then continue, because it's a long run. But I have heard that they've done that from Northern Territory, or at least Darwin, or wherever Amberley is, Amberley Air Force Base, all the way down. I have a yoke, but the stick I think would be more responsive. Yeah. Wasn't Shane using the Xbox controller last night? I'm sure he was saying he was using the controller to do it. I mean, that's... Yeah, I don't know. I'm still using it for Forza Horizon at the moment. I haven't jumped in my race cockpit to do it, but it's more responsive there. Jerry says, yeah, I think you should try the stick for the races. Gowan says, I flew the F-18 from Edwards Air Force Base to Area 51, quick flight at Mach 1.16. Yeah, that's not too bad. I've done that flight in a few planes actually, both jets, and also I did it in the A380 way back, and a few other guys in F-14s long before the native F-14 came out. Look at this. Look at all this. Mountains. Pretty cool. Steve says Amberley is next to Ipswich, Queensland. Right. Or maybe they went from Darwin to Amberley and then down to Williamtown. They actually, okay, they ferried the F-35s back after something recently and landed at Williamtown. I thought Amberley was in there, but no, it might have been Darwin to... Well, that's an idea. Yeah, give me some ideas there. It's in Queensland, okay. That might be an idea. Northern Territory to Amberley to Newcastle. Williamtown. I don't know, I'll have to do the flight plan and see how far that takes. Australia is the next update, sim update. Yes, it is. It comes out on January 25 for you guys, which will be the 26th. And the 26th of January just so happens to be Australia Day. But not New Zealand. No, it's not Australia and New Zealand. There may be a South Pacific though. Wow, look at that turbulence I'm getting here. Update eventually. It's because I ducked down to 8,000. We don't need to be here anymore. 23 knot headwind. Is anybody else getting that 23 knot headwind? I might just push it back to 100%. Yes, F-35 did arrive into Amberley via the Pacific. Via the Pacific, right. No, I remember reading last month probably that they were doing a ferry flight from potentially whatever exercises they were doing up in the Northern Territory back to Newcastle where they're based. So, but I'm on to take the F-18E Super Hornet. I have two liveries that are RAAF. Got the one with the red tail 30-year anniversary one, and I've got a low vis one as well. Be a big download as well for Australia, you would think. Yeah, I'm going up to see if I can get over some of this wind. Yeah, what am I, 19 knot? Okay, there's less wind at 9,000. 3 or 4 knots less. Let's see what we get higher up. I may actually consider climbing even further. What do you reckon? I'm going to take that to 14. Let's just see what we can do at 14. Do you know much about the guy who flew the plane they will be bringing out with the update? Yeah, Kingsford Smith. Sydney Airport is actually named after Kingsford Smith. He did, I think, the first overseas flight in the tri-engine. It's actually called Spirit of Australia, I believe. It might have also been, he might have done the first circumnavigation of Australia in it. Yeah. I'd have to look up more of the stuff. That would be Tyndall down to Williamtown. Yeah, that probably where some will be based. Yeah. So, yeah, Steve, you might be right. Where's Tyndall? Is that right up near Darwin? Definitely look at doing a run in that, and if anybody else wants to come and join me, we might just get a few of us to fly some formation, give the old F-18A a good run for its money, try and get everybody in the Australian RAAF liveries. I don't know if there's enough different tail numbers though out yet. I downloaded mine yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised there's a bunch more too, because when I first looked there were 2, and I put them on my Discord about, hey, look, these have come out. And then I went back, I don't know, later the day, or last night. So later in the day, and there were there's a whole category now for it. There's 18. There you go. Now there's 18. So there was 9 or something last night. So I've got a lot of the US ones. There's some of the stuff that I'm like, I don't know who that's supposed to be. Oh, there's another one. Centenary livery. With kind of like a orange and sand coloured 3rd Squadron. Green Angel repaint, not into it. There's another Centenary one. The same one again. Okay, so the RAAF Super Hornet has been updated. The Australian livery, someone's already fixed something on it. 30 years of RAAF. East is odds, so you don't have to guess again. East is odds. Wait, I'm heading east. East is odds. Thank you. Keep getting that wrong. East are odds and west are evens. Looks like somebody's already fixed. Oh look, they're updating these liveries very quickly. Must be in issues with them. But there's a Rhino Cagbird, Rampages. There's a Kuwaiti Air Force. I'm not necessarily into getting that. I'm not into getting some of the fictional ones. Although technically the Swiss Air Force, I did download that because there are some Swiss people that like to fly with me as well. But it is technically FA-18C that they have. There's also a Finnish Air Force. I don't know if they have Super Hornets. I think the Super Hornet market is limited. There's only a few countries that actually have Super Hornets. Catherine. It's in the Catherine, okay. Oh yeah, the Tyndall Rangers. Kuwaiti Air Force, there you go. So the United States, the Royal Australian Air Force and the Kuwait Air Force are the only ones who have a Super Hornet. Okay. Sorry, Swiss, you've got the old guys. Want to buy some more? We've got a few spare. Actually, I think we've probably already got rid of all ours. And the Kuwait Air Force. Yeah, cool. We'll get out there and have some fun with those. Right, what's my wind? 15 knots. Okay, the higher I'm going here, Gowan, the less turbulent. Well, okay, the less headwind I'm getting, not turbulence. You can see the plane rocking up and down. There's Wes, he's overtaken me again because he hasn't climbed. Yeah, I did the climb and slowed down. Well, we'll be in the US soon, and then through Canada, and then back to the US, and then it's down. I'm contemplating going down the. Oh, what's it called? California. It's not a peninsula. It's got some other name. Basically, the part that belongs to Mexico. The Gulf of California. Yeah, there we go. Baja, California. Yeah. At 17k, the wind is down to 12. 17k. What have I got? 14 to 15 at 14 to 15. Oh, we'll do that. Yeah. The Baja, or Baja, California. So I'm contemplating going down there as I've never been down that way, so why not? So we'll probably fly. I'm kind of worried when I get to Los Angeles that my frames and my net are gonna tank, but it might be better now that we've had a few updates, and yeah, we follow the Baja 1000 route. Yeah. Steve says not quite. Tyndall is named in honour of the death of Wing Commander Archie Tyndall. Oh, it has nothing to do with the Tyndall Rangers. Tyndall, the most senior RAAF member, killed first Japanese raid on Darwin on 19th of Feb. So what's the Tyndall Rangers? Is that named after him as well? Different Tyndall, Tyndall. No, that's down here in Tasmania. That's why I knew it. I knew there was a Tyndall Rangers. Alright, probably a different Tyndall. Okay. Thanks, Steve. Giving me the heads up there. But I may still look at going to that base. Alright, where is it? Are you on autopilot, mate? Are you still in chat or are you on autopilot? And if so, is this mountain going to be too high for you? Or are you over the top just enough? Well, I guess we'll soon find out. I'll just leave the camera here, see if Wes is AFK or not. And his plane smacks into a mountain. We'll soon know if he is actually still flying with us. I'm watching, mate. It looks pretty low. You know, it might just be a perspective thing. He might actually be, you know, thousands of feet over. Oh, you know what I should do? Let's go down and check him out. We're going to have to go faster than this. Where is it? No, not that one. I think he's got it. Ah, it's a perspective thing. He's thousands of feet over it. But it looked from where I was as if he was going to smack into it. He's in Rex airline. Oh, cool. I have a feeling that I'm going faster than him, considering my. Is he still descending? Or is that me? My drone's connected to my plane. Don't know. What a shame I can't hear him. I thought you could hear other planes when you're in your drone. I guess not. But it was a bit deceiving there. I really thought he was going to smack into the mountain. Alright, where were we? Well, while I'm looking at a map. Catherine. Right, there we go. I might look at where the military bases they might have actually been transferring the aircraft from. So Catherine Airport is actually Tyndall. Right. fly over to, oh, you know, it's a long way. To Ipswich. Ipswich is north of Brisbane, right? How far north though? Don't know. And then probably a run down the coast. That's actually probably not a bad idea. If you guys are up for it. I'd love to do my weekend streams again, but at the moment I'm consuming them with other things. I also have a wedding anniversary coming up. I really do need to keep an eye out for that one. Today. Right. There may or may not be a flight next week. It's my wedding anniversary next Monday. So, depending on whether we have gone away and or come back, I probably can do a stream in the morning. Ipswich is due west of Brisket? Do you mean Brizzy? Ipswich. There we go. Southwest of Brisbane. There's Amberley. And there's the RAAF Amberley base. Cool. With a picture of a Super Hornet. With the livery that I'm probably going to use. Okay. A flight from there down to Newcastle is not going to take very long. I've done flights like that, but from Catherine to Ipswich is going to be a fairly long run, but that would allow us to get up to a decent altitude and get quite stable and get used to it, unless we're going to do a down low and go run. I don't know. I'll think about that. We are taking... He decided he'd rather stay married than race. Yeah, I can understand. My wedding anniversary is on Monday. It will be... We'll work it out. $18 years? Hey, is my stream stopped? What happened there? Internet went off. Wow. Okay. That was a total loss of internet. I'm guessing you guys got pretty bad lag spike there. I don't know if that skipped a whole bunch of frames or what happened, but yeah, internet died for a second, like completely, just stopped. Yeah, it seems to be working again now. Stream disconnected, yeah. So a minute ago, 27 minutes and 30, that's when I was mucking around with it before. But it actually disconnected completely. Yeah, I don't know. We'll try and get that back on. There we go. Seems to be back in. Wonder what that was. Definitely did some buffering. I don't know, it just stopped for a moment. Nine knot headwind. How's our fuel? That's empty. I'll press that back again, thank you. Alright, 154 nautical miles to the next one. And then... so this is our longest run. And then we've actually got a 233, so that's even shorter to our final. Just hit a crazy wind shear. We'll be interested to see if you hit it. Was it when you went over this valley here? I'm getting 9 and 10 knot headwinds at the moment. Almost headwinds. Sorry, it was on the phone. Phone decided it wanted to disconnect from receiving calls. Phone decided it wanted to disconnect from receiving calls. Okay. Well, I'm not getting much of a wind shear yet, although I do need to redo my barometric pressure. That kind of just, obviously I climbed up to about 15,250 or something. You know, I've been thinking about how you can move over to the co-pilot seat here, or how you can change your views, like all these different things. But in this particular aircraft, you can't get in the back seats. There's no view in there. But I do know that in a camera config file, you can actually add extra views. So I'm wondering if I can do this so that I could... No, I can't get down the back. Okay. I'm wondering if I can add one. Let's go in the drone. It allows me to sit in luxury seat like the helicopter does. So get one of these seats, whoops, but not floating around. So, I don't know if I can see my pilot. Probably see the co-pilot, yeah. So, like, pop myself in one of these chairs. Oi, back up there, drone. And look from here, or maybe I went even further back. One of these back luxury seats. You know, imagine sitting from... oh dang, I can't even get the camera to sit straight. No wind shear, but certainly going up and down here, Gowan. So potentially having a seat that would actually sit permanently sitting there. That would be pretty cool. How did you go with the latest update? Everything updated I've done has taken multiple attempts to reinstalls. Can't find anything that works after trying all these suggestions. It took way too long. It took over 12 hours because I accidentally hit the... no, I didn't accidentally hit. I forgot to turn off the limit my speed in the sim, because normally when I stream this I will choose 5 megabit per second as the maximum download. Because if it decides to go, oh, I'll download 20, and I've only got 20, then there's nothing for upload to, you know, continue doing, because the download's taking everything and saying, just check that I've got everything. So it kind of like throttles it. If you put it to 5 megabit per second, I can download, you know, the scenery will only download at 5 megabit per second, but I can still have stream going up and down, no problem, no. Yeah, but if you have it unlimited, it just goes to your maximum internet, which is fine if you weren't streaming. But I left it on 5, and when I went to do the update, it goes, it's still going to do only 5. So it downloaded the whole 33 gig at 5 megabit per second or less, and it took forever. So that's what it felt like. And it also ran my GPU at 99% the whole time it was downloading. It was ridiculous. Then I went in and started updating all the extra parts inside and world updates and stuff like that. But I turned off the 5 megabit. I've turned it back to unlimited, and then I can get those a lot quicker. I tested some aircraft, like, to make sure they actually showed up. I didn't have any of my mods installed at all. Only official aircraft and payware ones that I purchased. And then I, after doing a bunch of updates, installed all the extra bits that I wanted back on there. And when I went to jump back in, it says you have another 3 gig update that wouldn't update any faster than 2 megabit per second. So that took another 5-6 hours. And then I went and bought the Reno pack, and that's another 9 gig. So mine took 18 hours in the US when everyone was using it. It dropped to 1.5 to 1.8. It was terrible. Yeah. That's what I was doing last night as well. So I downloaded the Reno full pack. I bought the whole everything. And yeah, I haven't actually installed all of those. I stopped with a couple of 4 gig left or something. I've got the race. I've got. I'm moving that music on. I've got a bunch of planes, but just not all of them yet installed. And I've still got about 3 gig of. I'm going to change the music here. 3 gig of. I don't know, Germany world update, because they've got something else as well. But other than that, I've looked at a few planes that I have installed, and they seem to work. I put this livery back on, it seems to work. I had to turn off all of the assistance that it turned back on, that teaches you how to fly and do all the bits and pieces. 12 hours, well, that's painful. Mine took only 45 minutes. You've obviously got good internet, but yeah, putting the brakes on was ridiculous. So it probably took more than 12 hours, because I started, like, I got up in the morning and I knew there was an update, and I wished I'd done it at like 1 or 2 in the morning, but I went to bed early. I was exhausted, been up too many late nights. So I went to bed early and got up early in the morning, and probably 9 o'clock. But yeah, I was still going at, I'm sure it was past 9 o'clock. Maybe 11 o'clock or something. So yeah, probably 15 hours. 14 hours. And then I had all the other stuff I had to do inside. Get that drone straight. But it's done now. That's the benefit of living in countryside, or the disadvantages. It's beautiful here, but your internet's not going to be that great. Seem to put everything in Xbox mode. Yeah, that's a you can change that back to legacy mode. It's an actual option. I've had to. No, mine actually stayed in legacy mode, but I had to get rid of all of the assistances and starts and you know, turn brakes off and push accelerator and all these things that pop up on the screen. I'm like, I don't need that, thank you. Yeah, all the systems turn on again. Yeah, yours did it. I might have done it to everybody. I don't know if it was just me or not. But I tried to go for a fly, my first fly last night. I've got the new Hurricane. I wanted to give it a test, so this is a mod, free plane. I'll have a video out soon. Might have to wait till it gets updated, or I might have to modify it because camera views are woeful. But I tried to fly it, and I wanted to put my own flaps up or down, or gear up and down, and everything was set on auto, like automatic gear and automatic trim and automatic, almost automatic fly. And I'm like trying to land this thing, and the engine kept going up, and I'm like, no, I'm landing. I'm trying to land on the runway and trying to slow down. And the more I went down on my throttle, you can see the engine go down and then it goes back up, and then I'm like, no. Wes was with me when I was doing that. I'm almost swearing at the stupid thing. Stop controlling my aircraft. Couldn't believe it. Kogan says, that's what I meant. All the assists came on and everything went to easy. Yeah, hated it. I put everything back onto hard, or basically off. That's a decent amount of time. Thanks for the detail on your update. Yeah, sorry it's a bit late. But yeah, what do you do, hey? What do you do? Doesn't actually look like my stream's that far behind. Did it skip some frames, did it? I guess you could tell how far behind it is because the chat's catching up. Just thought we'd put some nice music on. Yeah, I actually downloaded while my flight sim was downloading, because I tested my internet and I had heaps more bandwidth. It just would not give it to me anymore. I actually downloaded the Star Citizen update, so that was another 9 odd gig, and it could go probably about 3 or 4 times faster than flight sim was allowing me to have it. That's because I put those that limit on it. So checklist is take everything out of your community folder when you're going to do like all your mods, not your official aircraft. Take out all your mods. I've got a program called MSFS add-ons linker, and I took out all my FSX aircraft. I took out all the liveries and the mod tools. One of them is that it gets rid of the little up arrow that sits up the top there. Don't know if that's now gone or not. Nice looking back. We had 9, 11, 15, and I'm at 17. Yeah, now you mention it, my trim was auto adjusting while I was trying to land, pitching nose down. Yeah, I hate auto trim. Probably another reason I don't really like commercial airliners flights, because everything's automated. It tries to take over for you, and I'm like, I just want to manually land it. You know, I want the muck around of point of view. I don't want the professional, you know, it's almost an automatic plane. Look at how much snow is here. Well, that's something I didn't do. I didn't check to see how cold it was. Making anyone else dizzy? Alright, where are we? We are 92 nautical miles away from Severodvinsk. I do not know if I am butchering that name. And then another 322 away from the final destination. But this allowed me to get over to the coastline. Oh yeah, outside temperature, minus 28. Nothing freezing because I've got it all set pretty good. Alright, fuel is down to 800 gallons, 800 litres, pounds, 800 pounds. What's SX? Per square in? No, square volume? I have no idea what that means. Either way, I'm down to 8 out of the original 13 or so I started off with, and that I think that's all it allowed me to have. Yeah, so basically, Lizardman, yeah, I went and turned off everything that was auto. I went through the list, like, diligently making sure everything was off. Then I went and checked a lot of my other assistance settings, and the only thing that I keep on now is the taxi ribbon line, because you know, you're streaming sometimes and I just can't be bothered trying to work out which particular path I'm supposed to do to get to a gate somewhere, or to get, yeah. Although most of the time it doesn't actually come on because I'm not using the ATC all that much, so it doesn't actually come on. Seems like the internet has settled. That's pretty good. How far away? Well, you know what? The internet has settled, but let's see how bad it gets when I get to this next town. Let's see if it actually decides that it's going to have a hissy fit. Well, there's guitar. It's probably a town there. I don't need to touch and go. I think we'll just use it as a waypoint like I said it. But much shorter run for the last part there. Wow, look how frozen the water is up here. Question for those who live in areas where it freezes over or gets snowy like this. Salt water, does it freeze at 0 as well? Or does it have to be colder than 0 to freeze? Because water, when it gets to 0 degrees, is freezing temperature. Does adding salt water, the salt in the water, stop it from freezing? Because people use salt to help dissolve ice. At least they do that on the roads, I believe. Or maybe that's for traction. I don't know what it is. This man says they should make it so these settings be saved on your profile, so you don't have to manually check every single one after an update. Yeah, you would think, wouldn't you? You would think. Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, Wes is doing the climb too. Probably like, oh man, those guys are going so much faster than me up there. Ground speed of 264, Wes. Oh, I'm getting a headwind again. M2, 22 knots. Nice, I finally have some clear skies. Yeah. What's your speed down there? Oh, Jerry's gone. Where'd you go, Jerry? Did you try and land on the ice? Oh, no, there he is. He's in front of me there. 11,700. What's the wind down there, mate? Because I'm now getting a 23 knot wind, and I'm contemplating doing the descend. Where's that music on? Well, let's go for some classical music. -21 for the ocean to freeze. -21 Celsius for the ocean to freeze. Well, there you go. We're at -28 for air temperature here. -29 now, according to the outside air temperature on my LCD screen. But that's at altitude. Might just grab a drink. Excuse me while I get to the little bar fridge. Oh, just having a look at my outside cameras. I've got a screen over here and wondering what's wandering around my driveway. It just turns out to be a bird, crow, doing a bit of a run around looking for stuff. I couldn't work out what black thing was on my driveway. Alright, bit of Mountain Dew time. Only 7 knot wind at 17. I've got 23 at 17. I'm getting 15 knot at 102 headwind. So, yeah, to 21 degrees, so 22 knot. Excuse me while I open up a can. Well, I'd say we have disconnected with the same weather. Yeah, you're at 13. Right, so it only shows you at 11.8. Have you hit your barometric pressure? What do they call that? Depressurization, or no, hang on, what's it called? Reset. Wow, I think I've been live for 24 minutes. Wow, that really did disconnect. There we go. Mr. Information, wind direction and speed. 22 M, 25 knots, 18 knots. 18 knots total air temperature, -22, 7 static air. Sea level pressure. Okay. Check your barrow. Yeah, my barrow's been reset. Okay, it just reset one more, but it only went down to 30.36 from 37. So I changed another 10 feet. But I'm definitely getting a 22 knot headwind now. But probably making up for speed by being at altitude as well. So I'm getting a 263 ground speed. I'm showing you at just over 15. Yeah, see, 17. I'm showing you at 15.4. But the sim doesn't always get that right anyway. I've actually noticed that quite a lot. When I've been flying with people, it doesn't get their altitude correct. See, Wes now says he's at 17.5. What's the chances he's actually up about 19? Ooh, nice. Swan Lake. No, 1812 Overture by Koski. Oh, there goes my internet again. Serious? It went off. Don't know. My internet just stopped for a second. Listen, man. Sorry, it's 1812 overture. Yeah. It's freeware music, so 19. I was pretty close. Well, I did say 19, didn't I? Yeah. So it's a couple thousand out for all of us. I think Jerry's trying to land on an ice float down there. No, he's still at his 13. Well, you wouldn't want to have a harbour in here necessarily. Imagine how hard it would be to get deliveries. You'd have to have an icebreaker. Just to get the boats in and out. Although they have that in the US too, don't they? Or a lot of places. Icebreakers just to break the ice enough to get their boats in and out. We don't have anything like that in Australia. We do not need it. Yes, we do have icebreakers. They actually are ported in Hobart in Tasmania here. But they run down to the South Pole. Hey Brett, have you got Dance of the Nights? No, I do not. But we do have the Blue Danube coming up next. And I also have the Messiah by Handel. And Morning Mood by Grieg, and In the Hall of the Mountain King by Grieg. So I'm going to have a few classical music stuff. But Dance of the Nights. No. Don't know if I know that one, to be honest. Would have to also find it somewhere that is royalty free. So if they've been... Now you have a 21 knot crosswind. So it might have just updated. I've still got that 21 knot crosswind, yeah. Well, look, for all of its faults, there's some great beauty with this particular sim. So I've lost Jerry now. I've not overtaken him. I was going to say, but I've been able to see you guys the whole time. Now I can't see Jerry. Whoops. But it's not like Forza Horizon 5 where you drop out in the middle of a race. The 1813 Overture, being the Australian Army Reserve Recruit themes. You mean the 1812 Overture? But yep, since the 80s. Let's turn my sim down, keep the music up. Good to have some classic going. Oh, my sim just shut down. I will jump back in. Okay, well that explains why I can't see you. I was just going to say I was doing so well at keeping connected with people. Even when my internet kicked off. So I don't know whether that's Streamlabs that died or the actual internet, because I didn't actually lose sight of people. Like Garmin's always been in front of me. Look at the moon, almost full. Anybody see the blood moon the other night? Bit of a some sort of lunar eclipse. Tchaikovsky. No, Tchaikovsky. Yeah. Yeah, the last one you wrote. Not far from UHMW, that's correct. We are 24 nautical miles out, or 5 minutes ETA, ETE. Yes, 1812 fat fingers. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I don't know if that reset my internet jumping off again, but I don't know why it does that. Question for those guys who fly with me. Gowan says nope, we're sleeping. Okay. Would you be interested in having an overlay up the top that gives my speed, direction, altitude, ETA to the next, or distance and stuff? Because I do have, I don't remember the name of the program now, but I have picked up, I don't know that one, Lizard Man. I will have to look it up. So what have I got? I've downloaded Fly Live Studio, which should give me a overlay that I can put up the top that gives you guys an understanding of where I'm at. April 8, 2024, a total lunar eclipse will be at its longest right over my house. Cannot wait. Bucket list item. Yeah, mate. As long as it's not a cloudy night. The blood moon, though, no blood moon for me. Too busy simming, so I streamed instead. The blood moon was best seen from Tasmania because of its location at the time, and it was an early evening. Where I am on my property, I'm facing southwest on a hill, and I think the moon was on the other side of the hill, so I missed it. I don't see the moon until middle of the night, pop up out and come out over the tree line. And then there was some cloud, ended up, I guess we'd call it cloud, fog, popped in. So yeah, that Rover says 255 GS ground speed, okay, and 19, gonna try. What you are? 255, I'm at 263. And I am actually flat out. I'm not holding back today, so we are full throttle, 98%. No, 90% engine. Props are all the way up. I'm not going to mix, I'm not going to play with a mixture or anything. Solar, not lunar. Oh, solar eclipse. Yeah. You had one, was it last year? Because I was watching not a streamer, a YouTuber who basically, last year or the year before, because you guys were having it in North America, he's over in Oregon, they went out to like properties and backyards and sat in the back of their utes, or had a barbecue and had special glasses and made an event out of it. Well, that's the most famous part of the music. Great music. How cool is that? Alright, so there's the airport below. It's a bit zigzaggy from here. Great music. Yeah, it's not actually straight when you look from this height. I'm sure it's a little bit better when you get down lower. You know what? Let's get the cam again. Let's get some speed here. And take it down for a dive. There you go. So that's the last airport we just passed over. And since we're not going to see any more than from up above, I guess this is their main way in and out of town when it's all iced over like this. Not going to get a boat in here anytime soon. There wasn't much to that one, was there? Bit of a terminal and stuff. Very cool. Not sure if I hold on to some random company or on Brett's stream. What? Not sure if on hold to some random company or on Brett's stream. You you are listening to the Blue Danube. Yes, it is classical music. And if that's Brett's stream, classical music, I love it. I'm a big fan of classical music. Not all of it. Not enough to sit on a classical music radio station though. Dance of the Nights sound tougher than a Romeo and Juliet. Wait, what? Hang on. What did Gowan say? Schools are already having people want to reserve their fields. Oh, because they get them out in the open and... Like, what are they going to do? Drive on to someone's football field or schoolyard and park their trucks and have a barbecue? Yeah. I took some decent pictures of a blood moon a few years back. 2007. Went out onto the street and took some pictures. That was back when I lived in New South Wales. With a digital camera. Back in 2007, the digital cameras weren't that great. But it still came out pretty good. Tripod helped. Long exposure helped. I wonder if I've still got that picture. I was quite happy with it. And you can see a lot of detail. So let's see what I've got. I used to have it available to access pretty easily, but maybe not. Good afternoon and welcome to Brett Plays. Please hold for the next available operator. Currently hold time in 4 hours and 5 minutes. Alright, so I've got a few pictures. Can we make that smaller? Alright, so this is like a start of it. Oh, get over here. There we go. Not going to be outside of my... There we go, we'll put it next to me there. So this is when it started to obviously cover over. And then when it went to Blood Moon, it came out looking like that. I was actually quite happy with, to be honest, for a cheap digital camera. Oh, here we go. So I've got a whole bunch of different exposures and stuff, so we can see it going over. Kind of got to zoom in on the. How cool is that? Oh, no. Yeah, that was the last blood moon I took a picture of. Wait, did my internet just have a little issue? No, don't know. Jerry B, Australian Pink Floyd are playing Dublin on December 18. Australian Pink Floyd. Was that the Pink Floyd tribute band or something? Anyone ever seen them? They are good live. I was thinking of going to their gig. I don't know. I haven't seen Australian Pink Floyd. I have heard about a Pink Floyd. What's the word? Tribute band. I'm a big fan of Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is one of my favourite artists. They kick ass and are damn near as good as the original. Well, there you go. Go see them if you're a fan and won't be disappointed. Love Pink Floyd. Like, if I could play it and not be copyright struck, that's all you'd hear. Maybe some Dire Straits in there, but mostly Pink Floyd. Big fan. My go-to music. And I was listening to some the other day, and I was thinking, if I ever get asked what's my favourite song, I don't know if I could narrow it down to just one song. I think I would be, where are we? 31 minutes. I think I would have to say it's something between Keep Talking, Wishing You Were Here, or the Shine On You Crazy Diamonds Part 1 through, well, to be honest, all of them, but the 1 through 7 or 1 through 6? That's 1 through 6, isn't it? And then 7 through 12. But I'm not allowed to play it because I'll get copyright pinged, which is a bit of a shame, but I have so much Pink Floyd on my computer and all the CDs. I've actually got Dark Side of the Moon sitting in the car at the moment, which I really don't like leaving original CDs in the car. I'd rather put it on an MP3 and put it in the USB slot. Where's my Pink Floyd? Pink Floyd? One through 5, 6 through 9, that's it. So, Wishing You Were Here. Comfortably Numb's awesome as well, of course. Learning to Fly, Keep Talking, Marooned. I don't know which one I would say was my most favourite. Yeah, the tribute band, I've seen them on YouTube, they look amazing. Okay, how I would love to play Spotify, absolutely. I definitely have some Dire Straits on. Oh, here's my Russian music, tribute music. That might be a bit loud. How are we going? So we're going to have probably a 3-hour stream flight here. What have we got? 3 people watching. That would be Jerry, Gowan, and Wes. Welcome, guys. You can see a bit of shadowing or 3D-ness in those lakes down there. Guess it's the way the satellite took its pictures, man. Can't really break the wall into songs. Kind of an all or nothing sort of thing. Yeah, look, I play this copyright free stuff. It's YouTube library stuff. I can buy a license to play other non-copyrighted, owned by a particular company that is allowing the copyright free stuff to go, but you have to have a license to play it. So technically it's not copyright. Well, you won't be struck. But I'll tell you what, I have, which I don't know how much music I've got. So if I go all music, how do I do that? There we go. I don't think there's a way of me working out how much I have in time. There's some Messiah. No, it won't give me an idea. But I have some music. It's 4 hours and 7 minutes, and then the next one's 3 hours, and then 2 hours. And I would have, holy schmoly, I'd have 50 odd that is over 1 hour, just in length for the one particular. It's a mix. So I've got some club mix and stuff like that. Thank you for subscribing, Leonardo. Welcome, mate, to the channel. I don't know if you're in my stream here at the moment, but if you are, welcome. We are flying to our second last flight in Russia on our way up past the top of, I guess you say, Siberia. Making our way over to Alaska. Currently hanging on to some classical music, because why not? It's pretty epic. But welcome. But yeah, all or nothing. So I've got a lot of club mix stuff. So like what you would call techno, or some of this live mix stuff. Some Ibiza stuff. I'm into that as well. But then I've got a mix of lots of 80s stuff. And then some older stuff. I've got the best of encyclopedia stuff, like do you know what? I don't know about if I'm going to continue listening to Messiah. I'm going to listen to have a good. What's this one? Oh, there we go. This reminds me of my Harley Davidson ride. I used this in the footage. Although you really need like springtime type music or more trees or something here, I reckon. Are you descending, Gowan? Looks like it. I probably actually should look at doing that myself. Since I'm 100 nautical miles out, no, you know what? We'll leave it for a little while longer. Maybe when we get to the water, and then I'll descend pretty quickly. Pretty epic music. Yeah, do like Dire Straits. What else would I be listening to if I was allowed to play anything I wanted besides Pink Floyd? Some of the driving music, if I were doing driving games, I actually don't mind something with a decent beat in it. Like I've got some Scooter, which is like a techno music type mix thing. Can't play any of that here. But hey, we do what we do. What we can do. Slow descent because I am almost out of fuel. Started at only 65%. Right. Gonna glide it in. That's not the button I wanted. Thank you. Gonna make me look at my fuel. Oh, mate, I got plenty of fuel. Look at this. I got fuel to burn. Outside temperature is minus 32. Yes, it is. Okay. And wind is now 12 knots. Okay. Well, while this music's on, the next haul of the Mountain King's going to come on. I'm going to have a quick intermission, go down to the back of the plane and use the porta potty. Be right back. Yeah, well, for once it is actually you, Gowan, who's going to be the short on fuel. Oops, just want that one. I'll wait till I get to the water and then I'll descend. This tune was used by Philips for their TVs in the 80s and Nestle for the instant coffee. Now I'm feeling old. I'm guessing that was that last one. Yeah, Morning Mood it's called. Good to have you along, Wes. It's been a while since you've been able to do a full morning flight with me. Actually, I don't know if you've done a whole full morning flight with me. How goes the wrestling? That should be on already. Should be an hour in, isn't it? Alright. actually go back to just a normal rock beat. There we go. Put that in the background. Alright, this is going to be a sort of an airport. On satellite, it looked like dirt. Should be frozen dirt. Don't remember if I chose a dirt runway or not. I chose it for its location. But I kind of thought I was extending it to an asphalt or bitumen runway. Let me just check for you. So you go to the website fsxmap.com and you can actually look up statistics on it and distance and stuff. I'm sure Wes has probably got that on little nav maps as well. Continue, thank you. Alright, where are we? We're on this side of the world. And we're going all the way up into here. Runway, grass. Oh, Brett, you landed on a frozen grass runway. Okay. It is 2,479 feet, an altitude of 69 feet. There's runway 2 or runway 20. What are we? Headwind. I reckon runway 2 is actually going to be almost your best bet there. Nah, first one with you as it starts at 8:30 my time, and normally I fly with Bryce Sunday nights. Wrestling just started. Okay, good. It's grass. Grass. Well, grass might pass. Yeah, so we're going to land on a grass runway. Frozen. There's no ATC either. Why did I pick this? Oh, I just wanted some little stop somewhere. You know what? That last one was originally where I was going to go. The Severodvinsk airport was asphalt of 5243 feet. But I figured, no, we'll go a little further. But not all the way to Ugolny. North-south. Yeah. It looks bad. Yeah. Bit of a challenge. You know. How's your fuel? I mean, you can keep going another 300 kilometers and we can make our way to, what's that one? That's 11,000 feet. Nah. No, I think I've got it set so that I can, from here we'll go to the next one, and then I make my way over to the Providenia Bay, which is asphalt, and that'll be the last runway before we leave Russia for the United States. But I'm going to fly over the St. Lawrence Island. So rather than go further north and up and around and down, go across there, and I'm contemplating making it all the way to Anchorage from Russia. So I think I've already made a flight plan. I'm not sure if I made it all that way. I think I have. Alright, so I'm going to start descending as well. I'll take mine down to 1500. Alright, maybe we can use the ice. We'll be on fumes by the time we get there. To the next one, or by the time you get to here. So, You know what? This is somewhere out in the sticks. It basically, if I'm looking at my screen now, it's up in here somewhere. It's right up in amongst this cove here somewhere. See if I can zoom back into my own map. Yeah, it's basically a runway on the side of the river. Yep. So looking at it, yeah, it's along here somewhere. I have not scouted this out first. I just figured, that'll do. The last place had no fuel as well, and this place has no fuel. There's our kid back again. Inverted. You haven't been here the whole time, have you? And I just haven't been able to see you. You're going to have a lot of trouble landing that F-18, I reckon. I don't know about the TBM. I don't know how good the TBM is at short runway landing. I know the Caravan probably would have been the best for potential short runway landing on a journey like this, but I flew the Caravan all the way up from Hobart to the UK. It's flying a King Air back. Looks like someone's having fun. Yeah, fairly limited options here. I would have had to have gone a very long flight off. There is actually another one at Tilichiki. Both of them are in Tilichiki, but this is actually going to be called Tilichiki Airport. So it must be the name of that whole area. The UTIC. Oh, I am speeding. Does he have markings on that? Yeah, he's got the Australian markings. Okay, cool. RAAF. At least that's the one I've got. Cool. Australian escort. I am over speeding. Back that off. Distance 47 nautical miles. ETE is 11 minutes for those who are flying with me. If you're not already descended because you're running out of fuel, time to get down. Looks like Wes is already on his way down. Jerry is set and stable where he is. Gowan's going for the ice. He's going to change his path there and maybe bring it in for a straight run on the ice by the looks of it. Alright, so if we have a quick look at where we're going on the VFR map. Yes, the runway I have chosen is this tiny little dot next to the river. Change it up a bit. We'll be in Anchorage soon, as it is. Another couple of flights before Christmas. Wow, it's going to be cold, Anchorage at Christmas. That was weird. My plane just started to go all sorts of crazy. Yeah, I noticed you racing off to the left there. Still got the F-18? Yep, cool. Lizard Man might have to use the hook and press on the F-18 for landing. If you have Oh, I don't know if it uses those, but if you have the what's it called? Kinetic assist. Basically, you can use a aircraft carrier style landing for any aircraft. That'll do the job. So how are those fumes going there, going? You're going to make the ice flow? It's like Firefox movie, Clint Eastwood's Firefox movie. I have to land on the ice flow and hope a submarine can come up underneath and fuel you. Although that's the North Polar Pack. Here you just get some guy in his snowmobile to bring out a few jerry cans of fuel for you. Doing well to keep that F18 slow enough. Caden, I might have to use the tail hook. Laughing my ass off. Yeah. Well, we're landing on a grass strip in snow conditions with at the moment a 13 knot headwind, which actually is, to be honest, the more headwind we have for this landing is probably better, because then you can just bring it in and like potentially slow yourself down quicker. But an F18, whoa. But welcome, Caden. Good to see you, mate, or hear from you. What do we say we're descending to? 3,000. I'll just slow that descent. Thank you. Might make the airport 12 degrees. 12%. 12% of fuel? No problem. Let's keep going to the next one. Although I don't know what 12%. 12% should be fine. If you started at 65, 12%, no problem. Where'd Jerry go again? Oh, he's up there. Jerry has not descended. Is Jerry on autopilot? And there's AFK. Better be aware, mate, we're going to land here soon. 28 nautical miles, 8 minutes. The wind will help a lot. Yeah. That's going to be good. We'll definitely use that. I don't know how high those cliffs are there, but I wouldn't descend too much further if I were you. We've still got to get over to the other side of the river. But it'll be mostly a crosswind. You reckon? Coming on a runway 2, and what's the winds? Let's have a look again. Coming from 88. Yeah. 22 knot crosswind. Yeah, okay, so it will be a crosswind, but you can bring it in sideways, well, mostly sideways, and still catch a lot of that wind and then slow down. It is grass after all. Actually, it's probably snow. Who am I kidding? There's grass under it, but it'll be snow. Jerry's descending. He's here. Maybe he was busy doing something else and then realised, wait, what? I'm going to pass over. Nope. There's the F-18. Is it gone again? Yes, it disappeared. Not sure what happened to you, kid. This is all rippled like sand dunes. It is too. Look at that. There's like a pattern down there. I don't know if there's any population here. This straight line here I think is a satellite image where one intersects with another. I don't think that's actually like a road or path or anything. Definitely got a river or creek frozen down there. Alright, I should redo my barometric pressure. Yep, thank you. .23 knot from 70. This is a Rex Flight Zulu Lima 4513 requesting landing on runway 02 full packs 40 nautical miles out. This is Bravo Papa 21. There are no towers in the vicinity, but I recognise your call. Bravo Papa 21. There is no tower here. This is a grass strip that says that it is no radio frequencies, one runway, grass, 2,474 feet, 2 approaches, that would and an altitude of 69 feet, so from 20 or to 02. But yeah, no frequencies. So it's just make yourself known to those around you. Oh man, Jerry's already here. That was a quick descent. Wait, where's it? 13,000? He is too. Okay. Right, I'm hoping I can find this airport. Oh, I slowed right down, didn't I? That's right. Yep. I think Gowan's getting the right idea by going right first so they can bring it into runway 2. I might just continue in the headwind myself, and then just as I get outside here I'll do a little hook turn and bring it in. Kind of want to sight this runway first. Also, Rex Flight Zulu Lima 4513, you are a long way from home. I think you've taken a wrong turn somewhere. Regional Express from Australia. Minus 16 degrees, cool. I'm in my booster seat, aren't I? Yeah. Fuel's good. Tell you what though, if we were to go to the next one, it might have been an issue. Can we see this grass strip? What are we? 8 nautical miles. What was I looking at there? I was looking back at the last point. It is 2. So I must be looking back at someone. There we go, I'm looking back at those guys. So it's not even giving me a view to airport. Alright. Redo my barometric pressure, thank you. 30.46 is what I have. 22 knot. From 58, 58 degrees, yeah, okay. A little stronger than I was hoping. There seems to be some civilization down there. some sort of building. I don't see where this airport is. Where are we? 5 nautical miles out. Alright, off with the autopilot, please. I'll take a slight right. I think it says right ahead now, near that creek. So what I'll do is I'll bring it in from... Wait, where's Gowan? Hold on, wait. He went way out. Okay, he's doing a nice long approach. I'm doing the dangerous, you're an idiot approach. Wow, I need some either graphite powder or I've got some lubrication for the base of the flight stick. I should really check that my landing gear can come down. Yep, not frozen, thank you. It's still looking there, okay. I have no sight of this runway yet. Holy schmoly, is that it on the side of the hill? No, surely not. No, it's on this side. Okay, good. I need to hear my plane a bit better, thank you. Is this it? Is this actually it? Yeah, 500. It kind of makes me think that stretch right here, I think that's it right there, like next to me. No, hang on. Underneath me now. Well, is that it there in between the buildings? Holy schmoly. Oh. Go around. I think that's in between the buildings there. Oh man. Who chose this airport? You're welcome. Like, I can barely tell where it is. Yeah, I think the marker on the map is actually the terminal. I think Gowan's got it right. I left it too high there, thinking the airport was a little bit further out. But I should be able to with some top pitch management here. Oh, this is going to be a bit tight, isn't it? Well, that's right into a headwind there. Well, it's all grass, so okay. That did not turn on my reversers, did it? No. Actually, that is it. I think that's the end of the strip there. Wow. Did Brett remember to turn on his landing lights? No, he didn't. Idiot. Bit late now. So, I'm not sure if that's it between the buildings or not, or if that's just a road. It's hard to tell here, but hey, we're down. And there's no airport dudes here on this grass strip, so Working out where we are meant to go. Yeah, I think that's actually it. So there's the pathway. Figured frozen grass is frozen grass. Yeah, look, I don't actually know where exactly it starts and finishes. The only other way to do it would be to turn off the snow. Where's? I've lost him. Is to turn off the snow weather-wise and see if there's an actual grass strip. See, it looks shorter grass here than it does there. So, do you know what? I'm going to park it there. What we'll do is we'll have a quick... Can you turn around, thank you? Quick look. Where's are you still coming in, mate? Or did you have a crashed desktop or something? I used a Google satellite and guessed. Right. Oh, you know what? Oh, wow, that killed the sound again. Are you kidding? I was enjoying that. There we go. Put on a satellite picture. There we go. You know what? We got it because it's a very large... You know what? A satellite picture is actually dirt. This whole section here, so let's see if my mouse in between here and then it V shapes. So hang on, come back here. So yeah, basically where we are now is pretty much it. And it's more dirt than anything. It doesn't even look up. Look it up on Google Maps and say WTF. Well, this is what I'm actually using. So here we go. Get that away from my face there. Cool. So this is fsxmaps.com. So it actually gives me an information about the actual airport. But yeah, so, and I think it uses Google Maps anyway. It's dirt. There's really not much there. A few buildings. I might have actually gone further up and then had to do a bit of a run around and back in again, but that's not covered in snow. So what I was looking at though was like, no, terrain. Was I looking at terrain? No, I think I actually was looking at that. So yeah, and then we'll probably go to here next, and then I'll fly to there and then to there. And then from there, I'm going to make my way over to Anchorage. It might, or either there or down to, what's that, Bethel? It might actually be to Bethel and then over to Anchorage in one flight. FSX.com, FSXmap.com. They now have stuff for Microsoft Flight. Oh no, where's it disappeared in the sky? It was hidden behind the sun. Well, that gives you a bit more of an idea of where we landed. You can actually see it from that high. You see this little patch there? That's the airport that I was just showing off. And yeah, I went a little bit too far. But hey, when you're going to hot rod it in like the way I did. Whereas I can't see you, I'll hang around on the runway till you either pop back up, but I am going to end the stream there. I didn't see our kid 777 or whatever it was, his name was again. I couldn't see you land your F-18, so that's a bit of a shame. But I'll also set up some more streams for this week, some flight sim. It may actually be morning. Well, we landed, so that's what matters. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me, especially Gowan, Jerry, and Wes, Letter Rapier 709 for joining me in on that flight. 4% on landing. That was close. 4% on landing. Wow. Okay, that was pretty close. You were not going to make it to the next one. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to put in some new streams. Keep an eye out. I'll do some Forza tomorrow. Here he is. Wait, before I even go, I see Wes. He's coming from a completely different angle. I think he's coming in from 4 runway 20, but he's going to have to do a hook turn to get down there. I don't know where you went, Wes, but you're definitely going to have to go around there. He's going to do it? No, he's going to go around. If you got live weather on, you want to go around. But now I can see you. That does look pretty cool. I'll give you a minute to land there, Wes. Oh, he's going to land on the ice. Alright. You want to make sure it's thick enough. Oh, you might want to take off before you hit the trees. Oh no! Man down! Okay, brakes don't work as well on the ice, Wes, but I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you everybody else. We'll go and jump into some voice chat for maybe 10-15 minutes if anybody wants to say g'day. I'll be in my members lounge. Thanks everybody. Have a great day. It was awesome.